This video will be called Why Success is Not the Best Revenge. Uh, success is good for you personally, but as far as a revenge against them, it's not really an effective revenge. Like, they really don't care. Um, I succeeded in a lot of things. I had a lot of successes. They didn't care, and they really didn't care. They weren't hurt by it. They weren't hurt by my successes. They just didn't acknowledge them. They on purpose. They didn't care about anything. That's how I know success doesn't really hurt them, because of my past experience. Success doesn't phase them. They will try to like hook onto you to be on your coattails of success. That's when they'll care, is if they're hooked on you already. You know what I mean? To benefit off your success. But as far as them being separate from you and you being successful, they don't care. I'm being serious. That's why I said denying them access to you as a whole is the best revenge. That alone. So they have no influence over you. They have no superiority over you. They have no control over you. They can't do tactics against you if you deny them access. That's why it's the best revenge. Um, but success alone, uh, like, you can be successful and still have access to them. That success doesn't hurt them. You know what I mean? They don't feel it. The success part, they only care about your success if they're already hooked onto you while you're successful. So they're able to strip your resources if they're already in that position. That's when they care, is if they're hooked onto you while you're successful. So they have things to steal from you, basically. That's when they care. But other than that, but from like a distance, if they can see your success from a distance, they're not really hurting, if that makes sense. In my opinion, it didn't seem like any of my successes hurt them at all. It didn't phase them at all. Nothing. And that's all I wanted to say. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, success is the best revenge." Not with these types. Um, they really didn't care. They only care about your success if they have access already and are hooked on to you, so they can steal from your success. That's when they care, is when they're hooked onto you. You know what I mean? Other than that, if they're not hooked onto you and they can't get hooked onto you, they don't care. You know, in my opinion, based on my experience around them, because I did a lot of things, a lot of successful things in life. I owned a condo cash. I owned my truck cash. I owned all my stuff. They didn't care. Didn't didn't hurt them in the least. So I mean, so I know it doesn't hurt them, the success thing, from my own experience. Uh, they weren't like, "Oh man, that hurt. He accomplished that." No, nope. But what does hurt them is if you cut them off and they can't boss you around anymore. They can't feed off your emotions anymore. They can't uh, control you anymore. That hurts them. That's why cutting them off hurts them. They can't do anything. all their tactics they can't do. So, and that does make them mad. So that's why cutting off access to you is the best revenge, and not just financial success. That doesn't really phase them. Um, but that's just from based on what I experienced throughout life. Is that's why I'm like, even if I made $1 million today, it wouldn't be like a big. I knew I wouldn't be hurting them. It wouldn't be a big dig, like haha, you know. I have $1 million, and you know what I'm saying. Like they still wouldn't care, because it's not. That's not what hurts them. That's what I'm trying to say. Like what they really love is being able to influence and manipulate you and have effect on you even when you have the $1 million. Get what I'm saying? So if you cut off that access and get them cut off from manipulating you and messing with you even with that money, that's the revenge, is because they can't even mess with you. It's all about being able to mess with you. If they can't mess with you, then that's when they're hurting, you know. So yeah. Anyways, like, so that's just something to keep in mind, like, because when people say success is the best revenge, not with these types. Denying them any influence or power over you, that's the best revenge. Because you could be a millionaire and still submit to a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? They can still have that power over you. You could be a billionaire and still be worked by a narcissist. You know what I mean? That's what matters to them, is being able to work you and just being able to manipulate you and get those emotions out of you. So that's what it's really about. So, because just making $1 billion will not alone fend them off. It won't. If you don't have